What is going on, everybody, and welcome back for another video. So today's video is a video that was requested in one of my comments, and so I'm going to be showing you how to make good 808 patterns inside of Logic Pro X. So first things first, in any music genre, whatever it is, in music production, the number one rule you have to remember is that sound selection is everything. So if you're using weak ass 808s or just ugly sounding 808s, chances are it's not gonna sound good. There's a time and place for everything, don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna show you the one 808 that's used in the vast majority of top 40 hip hop. And that's the infamous Spinz 808. So you can grab this free. I'm gonna show you right now. This is available on the Producer Grind website. I'm gonna leave the link in the description for you. It's free. It basically sounds like this. If you listen to Future or really majority of stuff produced by the Southside 808 Mafia, this is the 808 you're gonna hear, or at least some variation of it. There might be more saturation on it, etc. So once you get it, you're gonna click and drag it into the sampler here. This is the quick sampler. And then for me, I'm gonna show you something quick here. I don't know what it is. See, when I played it on the website, you didn't hear that click, but when I play it in the sampler, there's that click at the end of it. So I just grab this here, bring it over a little bit to add a fade, and that'll take care of that for you. Once you've got this loaded up into the quick sampler, also hit it on one shot, and then make sure that the polyphony is on mono so that you don't ever have any overlapping notes, because that's gonna make for one muddy mess. So this particular 808, it isn't labeled, but it is in the key of C, so the root note is gonna be C on this, which is nice and easy. And then at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you a bonus tip to show you where you can get more 808s than you'll ever need for free as well. So I'm just gonna lay out a simple hi-hat and snare pattern here before I get into the 808s. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the piano roll, you can just hit P on the keyboard and it's gonna bring up the piano roll for the track that you have selected over here. By default, the root note's going to be set up on the C3 key. So that's your 808 right there. And something a lot of people like to do, especially if you're doing this under the melody, is go up an octave so that you can hear the 808 clearer while you're making your pattern. In the piano roll, if you hold down the command button, it's going to bring up the pencil tool, and then you would just click, and it's going to put that bad boy in there. Since we have the clap and snare dropping on the threes, you can kind of already hear the rhythm. Put the 808 on the one to start. And then we're going to put the next one right over here. And just to be clear, I'm working in 16th note division here. So if you don't know how to get this bar, you click this arrow right up here and you put it on custom, and it's going to give you all this info where you can set the division of the grid in the piano roll. So this right here is going to be like your most standard 808 pattern. So now I'm going to drop that down an octave. And then usually what somebody would do is take the last note and push that up an octave. So it sounds like this. So typically that's what I'll do. Usually I'm setting the bounce of the 808s based on the melody itself, but sometimes you just start with the drums in the 808. So from this point, once you have your basic note, that's when you can go and get into a little bit more movement in the 808s. So a common technique is gonna be the rolls, kind of like you would get with the hi-hat rolls and snare rolls. So I'm gonna move this into 30-second notes here. So it's gonna change the grid a little bit. All right, so now we have that roll, but before I play that, I'm gonna hit A on the keyboard, and it's gonna bring up the automation because I want that to escalate in velocity. So I'm just taking each individual note and doing a upwards velocity roll like that. So just like that, you're already adding a whole bunch more flavor to it. I'm not somebody that really goes super crazy on the 808s like Southside from 808 Mafia would, but I can show you how to do that. I mean, we can highlight this, hit Option, click and drag it over, and just start off with going crazy here. sometimes you'll notice, depending on your preference, when you go into the higher octave, it's obviously louder. There's more presence to it. So I will turn the velocity down like 15. And now to go back and show you the difference between the classic and the one shot on the sampler. So if I go to classic now, basically what's going to happen is, even though the sample is 1.7 seconds long, the sample is only going to be triggered for the length of the actual note in the piano roll. So let me play it back now and you're going to see how short it is. And there's definitely scenarios where you want to use this. This is usually when you're layering it with the kick, so that the bass note is only hitting with the kick drum. And then another pro tip here is, if you are going to be layering a kick drum on it, just hold Option, click and drag this down, and then just move any notes that you didn't have on the key, on the root note, and then just kind of get rid of the rolls, because most times you're not going to want the rolls on the kick. And then right away, you have the kick perfectly layered with the 808. And that's it. That's like the most basic 808 tutorial. This is the way that you're going to hear it on most of the Atlanta trap style, most of the Memphis style trap. The Spinz 808 is really going to get you like 80% of the way. But if you're looking for a more diverse arsenal of 808s, maybe you want that short and punchy Jetson made type of 808, then go over to cymatics.fm. They have like so many really good free packs. It's actually ridiculous. But go ahead and get the Oracle sample pack. Because in the Oracle sample pack, I'll show you here, they have them all labeled. There's 34 808s in it. And if you're looking for that short and punchy one, it's in there. But I'll tell you, the most important thing to remember is that not every beat is going to call for a lot of 808 action. Sometimes it can literally just be the most simple notes like we started with. You're obviously going to find yourself changing maybe if there's like a chord progression that you want to follow the actual root notes of the chords. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something from it. If you do have any more questions, please feel free to ask me. I don't care. These videos don't really take me too long, so I'll bang out another one. Maybe if you want to learn about how to glide 808s, or you want to see me use one of those short Jetson made ones in a beat, and the difference of how you would use that versus the Spinz 808. And a bonus tip for those of you who stayed till the end of the video, you're going to find yourself using the same few 808s. You click here, their most recent ones are going to be right here. And then, you know, once you lay something simple down like that, you really don't have to do anything crazy on the pianos if you want to make like a future type beat. So thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.